Welcome to the Manifestation Babe podcast. My name is Catherine Zinkina, and I'm a manifestation expert, master mindset coach, and multiple seven-figure entrepreneur. I'm obsessed with helping you achieve everything that you once thought was impossible. If you're looking to massively up-level your life, your finances, your relationships, your productivity and success, then you have come to the right place. My goal in this podcast is to help you see the infinite potential within yourself to be, do, and have anything that your heart desires. Think of this podcast as your weekly dose of mindset development to help you maximize who you are and where you're going. Leave it to me to provide you with the tools, the resources, the strategies, and teachings that you need to manifest a reality wilder than your wildest dreams. I know we're about to have so much fun together, so thank you so much for pushing play today. And now let's begin. Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm super excited to have you here. Again, I feel like I need to make this warning just a couple more times. I'm pregnant and I get out of breath really quickly. So if I sound like I'm literally running a marathon as I'm talking to you, I'm so sorry. I really hope my audio team can somehow take my breathy voice out of the podcast, but I'm just going to do my best, right? We're not going to let this pregnancy stop us from showing up on the podcast and delivering value. Okay? Okay. All right. This is a topic that's been in my notes section. I have this like fun little note section in my Evernote, which by the way, I love this app. I used to use like the regular notes. I think it's just called Notes on the iPhone. And for some reason, it's not as organized as Evernote. And I just love Evernote. I don't know why. I just felt like plugging in Evernote for some reason. I don't know. We're just going to go with it. But anyway, I've had this topic in my Evernote folder for a little while now, for about a month. And since I'm doing a little podcast marathon weekend, of course, you're going to hear these episodes spread out, but I'm recording them all together. I really wanted to finally talk about this. And this has to do with a story about my trip to Paris around New Year's Eve. It was actually for New Year's Eve because, fun fact, my wedding anniversary is New Year's Eve. I'm obsessed with New Year's Eve. And obviously, like if you've been in my Epically Aligned program, I'm all about the new year. Like it's just so exciting for me. And of course, I chose to marry my husband on New Year's Eve. And anyway, so we went to Paris for our anniversary. And a lot of things went wrong. And at first, I couldn't figure out why so many things were going wrong until I realized the lesson that the universe was teaching me. And I wanted to pass this lesson on to you so that it doesn't bite you in the ass. And maybe it's already biting you in the ass and you don't know it, but I want to help you stop it. And it has to do with not living your life authentically and also having secret desires. So what does it mean, secret desires? Okay. So here's the thing. All of us have secret desires. And these are the desires that we're kind of ashamed of having. And when we're really stressed out or when we're daydreaming or when we're like, oh, I'm just so annoyed. I wish I could do this. I wish I could just quit everything today and just go off to Guatemala and just live there for 3 months off the grid and have some space to myself and just restart everything and refresh everything and then come back and do what I really want to do, which is start a business, right? Have you ever had a thought like that? I've had many different thoughts, okay? I've had many different secret desires over the years. And the thing is that if you've had a secret desire like the one that I just explained, has the universe presented you an opportunity or a lesson for you to be able to fulfill on that secret desire by maybe presenting itself as a very fucked up challenge? What I mean by that is maybe you lost your job that day. Maybe you manifested a really shitty experience at work, or maybe things at work got so bad out of nowhere and you wonder why. It's because you didn't go after your secret desire. Okay. keep with me. I'm going to explain this a little bit better, and I'm going to explain this a little bit more. And also, I really want to tie in authenticity into this whole conversation because secret desires have a lot to do with authenticity. So here's the thing, guys. This is something I think about a lot, and this is something I also want you to think about as well. If social media didn't exist, would you still do the things that you're currently doing? Okay? If societal expectations, familial expectations, cultural expectations, self-imposed expectations didn't exist, would you still be living the same life you are living today? Would you have the same business? Would you have the same job? Would you be doing things the way that you're doing? Or would you be doing them differently? How much of your life are you living for other people? How much of your life are you living for Instagram? This is huge, you guys. I can't tell you how many people can resonate with showing one thing on Instagram, but actually like literally dying inside on the inside off of Instagram. Or like trying to pretend like they're successful on the Instagram, but literally can't pay their bills off of Instagram. And it's like, for what, right? Why are we doing that? So the universe hears our secret desires. That has a lot to do with who we really are and what we truly want. And regardless of whether we put them out there and maybe we try to cover them up or maybe we try to pretend they don't exist, we can't hide anything from the universe. Okay? Energy does not lie. It is impossible to hide anything from the universe. And so often, how this bites us in the ass is we manifest some really messed up thing that in retrospect, we realized gave us exactly what we wanted. It actually fulfilled us on our secret desire, but just not in the way that we wanted it. So the first time that I ever experienced this, and I'll share with you how this pertains to Paris, okay? When I actually moved off of my grandma's couch and into my first apartment with Brennan, I had this secret desire to take like a week off of work. Like all I wanted to do was just get a week off because I was exhausted. The move was exhausting me. Work was really exhausting at that time. My business was really exhausting me. And all I wanted was just a week where not a single patient called me, because I was in the medical field at the time, where not a single patient called me, where not a single web page or anything needed to be put up, where I didn't have to make a single post on Instagram. I just wanted time off. Could I have chosen to give myself that time off? Right? Maybe you can totally resonate with this already. You're like, oh my God, Catherine, I just want a week off. You're so right. Yes. Could I have chosen to take that week off? Could I have chosen to not overcommit myself to building some web pages for my business? Could I have just taken it easy on the move? Right? I totally could have, but I didn't. So what happened instead? I got sick. I got extremely sick. And what ended up happening? What ended up happening was I was bedridden for the next week. And so I got my week off because the universe fulfilled all my secret desire. But would I have rather, like, what was the thing that I actually wanted? Did I actually want to be sick? Or is that the only way that I was able to manifest? The only way that I would actually take a week off is because I fucking had to. Because I had no energy. I was sick. I couldn't move. I had a fever, like all these things. And so I ended up getting what I wanted, but I wasn't actually well rested at the end of it because what I wanted was a vacation, but I still got what I wanted in just this really weird way. So this happened recently in Paris, and I just want to talk about how this ties in with authenticity, because what is authentic to you is super duper important here. So leading up to Paris, which was my anniversary trip for a week from like December, I think we left like December 26th or 25th. Actually, it was Christmas Day. And we came back on the 2nd. So it was like a week, just a nice little trip. And secretly in my mind, I really wanted to just not take pictures. I wanted to just not story. I didn't want to vlog. Like I just like dreamt. I had this secret daydream of just having no phones exist that whole trip. Just me and Brennan in our own little world, enjoying Paris with nothing to show for it. And the thing is that I love documenting our travel. That's why I started my YouTube channel initially, is because I started documenting our travel. And now I'm documenting pregnancy as well on there, so if you want more of the like personal life details, lifestyle stuff, then definitely follow us on YouTube. And so I genuinely do enjoy that. But for some reason I was like, what? How good would it feel to not have to do that? Right. And of course, I suppressed that because I was like, but no, Catherine, you have to create content. But no, Catherine, you have to show that you're in Paris. But no, Catherine, like you need to keep up on your stories. But no, Catherine, you need to make a vlog. But no, Catherine. And so I suppressed it and I suppressed it and I suppressed it. And guess what happened? Paris was the weirdest trip that we have been on in a really long time. Okay. So many random things started to come up. And the more they came up, the more stressed I got because I was like, oh my God, we can't take pictures now. Oh my God, there's nothing to vlog. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I was like literally miserable until about halfway through to almost 2/3 of the way through when I realized why this was happening. So first things first, horrible jet lag. And you might be like, well, Catherine, yeah, you're traveling abroad, different time zone. Of course, there's going to be jet lag. But what you have to remember is Brennan and I travel all the time, and we are actually geniuses at overcoming jet lag. It just doesn't affect us. And for some reason, we could not go to bed and we could not wake up before 4 p.m. Every single day, the first week in Paris, or first 4 to 5 nights in Paris out of the 8 that we spent there, I only saw Paris in the dark. Like we would get up in time for dinner, we would walk around, we would come home because everything would close, and then we'd sit in bed until like 4 a.m. Day after day after day after day. And at first I was like, wow, pregnancy, right? I'm really horrible at this. Jet lag is very different while pregnant, but then explain why Brennan had the exact same thing happen to him. And it's like, no, nothing helped us. Absolutely nothing helped us. Okay. Next thing that happened, Brennan got food poisoning. Okay. 24 hours, throwing up, vomiting, diarrhea, like the whole shebang, chills, fever, everything. Of course, I was like, okay, we're going to spend the whole day in our Airbnb. That's fine. My priority, of course, is Brennan getting better, but I also knew it was food poisoning just because of the way it happened. Like there's no way he was actually sick because he ate something, instantly started not to feel well. He could feel like the food gurgling in his stomach, and he's just like, I don't think this is right. And then it started, and I was like, okay, this is going to go away in 24 hours. I just know it. And that's exactly what happened. And then we were walking around in Paris, and I had a freaking firework thrown at me, which was actually pretty traumatic. I'm not going to lie. I had to do some serious like trauma release work of just like shaking it out, raging a little bit, just like processing, mostly doing my shaking stuff. And that was actually really scary. But some random kid who's like 13 years old targeted me specifically and decided to throw a firework at me that almost like blew off my feet. It was actually really, really terrifying. I didn't talk about it online or anything like that because by this point I was like, I get the fucking message. I had a secret desire to have an undocumented trip, and the universe is literally making it so I don't want to pull my phone out. Like I don't want to document anything, right? Because we kept waiting for like a better time to film, but the better time to film never came. And then I realized this. And I was like, Brennan, I finally told him my secret desire. And I was like, I think this is supposed to be an undocumented trip, a vlog-free trip, like no stories, nothing. And as soon as I declared that, and as soon as like, I'm not pulling out my phone, that's it. Like I've made the decision. I'm not even going to try. everything just got better. Like everything magically got better. We started to sleep better. We started to wake up on time. We actually had like a fantastic time and ended the trip having a pretty decent time, even though the first half was so weird. And it taught me once again that we cannot hide our secret desires because that's our authenticity. And we can't hide our authenticity for the internet because we're afraid of missing out or we're afraid of becoming irrelevant if we don't show up online, right? So many people have this fear of like, I'm going to miss out on something and I'm going to become irrelevant. And then I have to ask you, like, do you truly believe in the law of abundance? Do you truly believe in the law of attraction? If you have this fear that you're missing out on something or you're going to become irrelevant, then no matter what you do, that's going to happen first and foremost. But second of all, it's like if you're in the energy that whether you show up online or not, just by you living your best life for yourself, that's going to make you the best magnet for everything that you want. And my shaman talks a lot about authenticity. Like an authentic life is the most rewarding one that one could ever live. And I know for myself, I'm not saying this is true for everybody, okay? This is personal experience, personal realization. When I feel depressed, when I experience depression, when I really tune into why I feel that way, it's because I'm being inauthentic somewhere. I'm not expressing myself authentically. I'm not sharing my needs authentically. Like I'm not really being my authentic self. I'm trying to be someone who I'm not, and therefore I get depressed. And I've tuned into this energy time and time and time and time again because I ask myself, like, why do I feel so sad, so hopeless? Just, I don't want to get out of bed. Like nothing is cool. Nothing's right. Everything feels wrong. And when I tune into it, it's usually because I'm being inauthentic. And as soon as I embrace my authenticity and really take care of myself and what my needs are and what I really want to be doing and focusing on and talking about and sharing with the world and just doing with my day and doing with my life, it's like the depression literally lifts off of me and I actually feel my best self. And my shaman talks a lot about this. He says, our authenticity is all we come with, it's all we have, and it's the only thing we leave with. So as we incarnate into every single lifetime, everything is picked up. We don't come with our limiting beliefs. We don't come with our possessions. We don't come with, just all the crap. And even like good stuff too. Like we don't come with that stuff. We only come as who we are. So like who you are as a newborn, who you are as a baby before you were just muddied up, right? With all the limiting beliefs and all the crap that you learned from your family, your parents, society, friends, older people, whatever. Your authenticity is all you have. And it's the only thing you're going to leave with. And then when you incarnate again, like that's the only thing you come back with. So if you abandon your authenticity, what you're essentially doing is you're abandoning yourself. And for what? Truly think about it. For what? Approval from other people who are also being inauthentic, right? And so therefore, like this depression, this resentment, this anger just runs rampant because no one's being themselves. And when you're not being yourself, it is so exhausting. And when you're hiding your secret desires, that's exhausting. You so badly want to take a vacation, but you're so afraid of it. You're in such scarcity mode that you're like, I can't do this. I can't afford it. And you create stories of why you can't do something. And then guess what? The universe gives you a challenge or a lesson or something to wake you the fuck up and be like, no, you absolutely can. But trust me, the way that the secret desire is going to manifest is in no way, shape, or form the way that you want it to manifest. Right? So this is what I want to leave you with. And this is what I want to ask you is, what are some of your secret desires? What have you been dying to do, to experience? Make this secret not so secret. Write it down and then actively manifest them before the universe manifests them for you to teach you a lesson to never hide it again. I have a client right now, my one and only client, the amazing Zach Kravitz. He has this secret desire for a really long time to launch from a different location. Not at home, but like launch from like Mexico or Thailand or Japan or wherever. And I realized that he has been struggling more so internally with his launches, even though things like are great technically on the outside, he's really been struggling with inspiration around his launches for the last few launches. I really hope he doesn't mind me telling you this because I just realized I straight up said his name, but I'm sure he doesn't mind. And so one of the, and he does everything I tell him, which was my one and only agreement. I'm like, if I'm going to coach you, which I don't do one-on-one coaching anymore, I'll take you on as my client for a year. You're going to do every fucking thing I tell you. Okay? Okay. Got it? Good. All right. And he's been doing amazing, and I'm so proud of him. I literally, his homework assignment from me like a month or two ago, probably 2 months ago, just because he had to book it in advance. I knew he had a launch coming up. In fact, it's actually coming up on Monday, 2 days from now as I'm recording this. And I said, Zach, your homework is going to scare the fuck out of you, but I'm telling you, it is going to prevent you from manifesting something you don't want because you're hiding a secret desire. You are going to book a trip somewhere for your launch, and you're going to take your girlfriend, and you guys are going to launch from wherever. I don't care where it is, but it cannot be in the United States because they do so many trips around the US. I'm like, get the fuck out of the United States because I know you're dying to go somewhere tropical. You're dying to go somewhere more exotic. You're dying to go somewhere different. And he did. He booked his trip to Tulum, and now he's having a launch from Tulum. And I'm not here to report on the results of that launch, but I will tell you it's going to be his best launch ever. Even if financially it might not prove to be so, I don't care what the actual results are. I just know he's going to feel the most inspired because that was the issue the whole time. And when you feel inspired, you are bound to be successful. It's a guarantee that you're going to be successful. And it's going to prevent unnecessary challenges from coming up because there are no more secret desires. Right? So manifest your secret desires before the universe manifests them for you, and teaches you a lesson to never hide it again. Because trust me, you don't want the freaking lesson. Okay. The lessons are painful. So you can either learn this the easy way, which is just listen to me. Okay. Just be like, Catherine knows what she's talking about, and I'm going to do what she says. Or you can learn this the hard way and just experience what happens when you don't do it. But I will tell you, like, you are just going to feel better at the very least when you manifest those desires, the secret desires. Okay, now before I go, I know I've been talking about this a little bit, or quite a bit actually, but only because it's going to go by so fast and I really don't want you to miss out, just because I don't do this very often. And like, people always ask me like, Catherine, what do you do for a living? Because I promote so infrequently, and it's because I do it with a bang. Like, I go hard and then I spend the rest of my year supporting my students. And that's where I really am. Throughout the year, I'm spending the most amount of time supporting my students because that's where, like, I'm not someone who just launches something every month and kind of like gives two fucks about her students. Like, I really spend my time going on a journey with my students. So there's a workshop I'm hosting. It's completely free, no strings attached. Yes, the launch of the Manifestation Babe Academy is going to come right after on the tail end of it, which is obviously an option for you to sign up for if you're ready to really do a deep dive, like a 5-month-long deep dive with me, of course. But the workshop itself is going to give you a transformation as well, and it's completely free. It's called Breakthrough to Abundance, where you're going to learn exactly how to let go of the scarcity and lack mindset and tap into the most abundant version of yourself so that you experience more success, more money, more love, more vitality, more everything. Like, we're talking every area of your life, more of it than you know what to do with. So you can sign up before we get started on February 21st, which is coming up very, very soon, at manifestationbabe.com/abundance. Again, that's manifestationbabe.com/abundance. I love you all so much, and I cannot wait to dive deeper in the workshop with you. It's going to be amazing, and I will also catch you in the next episode. Mwah, bye. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you absolutely loved what you heard today, be sure to share it with me by leaving a review on iTunes so that I can keep the good stuff coming your way. If you aren't already following me on social media, come soak up the extra inspiration on Instagram by following @ManifestationBabe or visiting my website at manifestationbabe.com. I love and adore you so much and can't wait to connect with you in the next episode. In the meantime, go out there and manifest some magic.